Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy. Let me get comfortable here. Out here in my lab, but I'm back in the book, and I'm about to teach you a lesson that we're going to climb the tree of life. We're going to talk about Heru, the ascension of the spirit, becoming your best self. Okay, so the idea, let me get this part. This story, right thinkers. Right isms, 25 rules live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune into receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. I'm ready. Right thinkers' mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers' way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is know thyself. You see where we going with this? Let's get there together. So I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I get through, because that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not, simple. But you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my yacht, be true. Let's go with lesson number 6. This is the start of how you climb the tree of life. Now it's you. Let's talk about it. Oh, this is going to be a good lesson. This should break down real nice for you, because I'm going to take you from the child right here, this guy here, to this guy right here. And over here, I'm explaining to you how he got there. This is all good information. Let me see if I can put it together. I feel like a preacher. I'm going to stop and talk a little bit about this and a little bit about that. So let's see how this goes. All right. Today, right thing, let's talk about the principles of Heru, the child, and how to start to practice the theurgy of the tree of life as a beginning aspirant. You're starting from the bottom and working your way up, then you're going to work your way back down. This is a beautiful lesson. Let's start. The name of the god Heru. The Greeks call him Horus, but we had it Heru for a reason. Heru signifies, it means that which is on high. Hence the bird concept, okay? And you notice that the phonetic trilateral constant, which is first a face, her, is part of his name. I tell you, he's androgynous. It's a spirit. It ain't male or female. It's either in male and the female. So it's androgynous, and it's part of his name. So when you change the name Heru to Horus, you changing the concept of who he represents. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. I can't stand they change the name, and it don't mean the same thing. Heru means me and you. Horus means something that the Greeks say. I don't know what that means. Could care less. I say, you'll hear me using it. I hate it. Okay, personally, it's just me. And this points it out to you. The name, the wording, has got to be that for it to represent. You lose something in translation, and that's what you lose in the essence of what her means. Let's write this. Her means person or personality. That's you bringing it to the forefront, or entity, something. All people, all human beings are what? Her, or have what? Personalities of their own. Heru is the highest personality. That's why the lower nature is your ego. Your higher nature is your Heru. Your one up there, it all signifies in the name. So when you change Horus, who the hell is Horus? Don't know him. Heru, oh yeah, that's the personality. Okay, the highest personality. That's the difference. So your personality of all personality, I look at as becoming great. Why? Means great from my ancients. Greatness is what? Knowing thyself. Finding out who you are through what? Life experience, and you putting it to the test to find your best self by being your best self, by knowing yourself. It all comes full circle. Here it says, I just showed you the figure of what they call Heru. Okay, this is you, ignorant, lost, okay, trying to find your, but you got the prince lock, you of heir, you of royalty, you just got to figure it out. Hence, know thyself. Now I'm hearing people say, remember, I got different philosophy, but I stick with the know. I get the concept what they say, but my concept is a fresh concept. Why? They say your memory is white plain. I don't subscribe to things that I can't prove. I don't subscribe to. Okay, okay, well, where you get that from? Who said that? So my thing is, a new conscience is born into the new spirit that comes into the body. So I don't see with the pre-recorded concept. I don't feed into that. So that's why. But they said Heru is as an ordinary worldly human being. That's us in the flesh. Watch this. Being your soul is what? Your father represents eternity and immortality. That's Asar. But Asar has made it with who? Nephet. Nephet represents worldly desires and mortality. Nephet is the husband of who? Set, which is the ego. You have the ego and you got mortality. That makes us human. That's us on a lower level of knowing ourselves. We need to raise our conscious level to know ourselves to be what? Heru. Okay, our highest personality. But when Set made it with Asar, they created discernment. But we're going to deal with this issue right here. In a sense, you have taken on what? When you're ignorant, you're Set. Right now, he's in this Setanian mode. Why? He don't know who he is. He ain't taught. He ain't educated. He's not proficient in how to deal with what? That ego uncle of his who killed his father. That's your goal. So, again, and this is all eternal going on inside you. Set, the divinity, he's God power, who represents, again, egoism. Ego is the acronym for what? Edging God out. You can live on the egoistic level and have all the fun you want. But there's a consequences that y'all might not want to pay on the backside. When you do what's right and good here, you covered on the backside, okay? A lot of us want our riches now. If you want everything now, then you might want to think about that. But this is the concept. Let's go. And when you're ignorant, that's what you got. Okay, you start out that way. I did. Okay, I wanted that. I got that. But the price that come with it, I don't want that no more. Simple. That's called life lessons. And you have developed what? Throughout many what? Lifetimes, meaning recycling incarnations, in such a way, watch this, I love this, that you have more awareness of what? Yourself within the context of mortality, that's Nephet, and worldly desires, and that you are not so much as an immortal and infinite being. You think you're a human being, and thinking when this is over, that's it. That's ignorant of your higher self. That's Set. He don't know God, so he got no reason to believe in the afterlife, none of that. He's just doing him. And when people live that lifestyle, that's what they do, okay? And again, they pay in the end. Now, with spiritual journey, your spiritual journey begins, why? Because you, due to your certain attainment of virtue, which you have to attain for yourself, your personality now becomes what? Purified, doing good things. Keep yourself in line with what's right. And you, certain criteria. Excuse me, hold on one second. Yeah, sorry about that. But when you obtain a certain amount of virtue, you have attained your personality and it's become purified to a certain extent where now you yourself will start to question this world in which you live in and your self-concept with serious what? Inquiries such as the age-old question. Who am I? If you haven't asked yourself that question, you should think about it. Why? Because that's the one thing you should know for yourself. Why am I here? Again, these are questions that if you want to be your best self, you have to ask to yourself. And another one, why is there so much sorrow in the world? ignorance. Okay, I can answer that one right there. I can tell you that one off the bat. Why? I see it, I know it. And another one, why does the world seem so futile? When you got ignorance and control, chaos will reign. You got good, you got chaos. When you got chaos, good will not prevail. Why? Chaos is in control. That's the ego. We got a clown in the White House now. Ego-driven and chaotic is all get up. So it proves itself. This is ancient information that still holds up to the day. Why? Truth don't change. That's why. And what is life all about? Ding, 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 ding. My girl, the young Warwick, what's it all about? Everybody got the question about life because everybody didn't know themselves. And that's obvious because everybody's asking the same question, but they got to go to a Buddha or somebody who, what's the definition of life? Live it. I can make it real easy. Why? I done talk to the Buddhists too. I talk to mystics all the time. I listen to them. I understand. So yeah. And another one. What are these divinities? They're aspects of your personality that will give you understanding and clarity about who you are, where you are, what you're doing while you're here. That's why those are questions that you ask when you're ignorant. I have the answers to those questions. What? For myself. Your question, those are questions they answer for me, and I got a problem, no problem. And what's this? I'm seriously interested in what? In that. Knowing who I am, who these divinities are. Why? Because I want to know more about my life. Hello, etc. And that's who Heru, me and you, being born and inquiring about what? The nature of life. And we are aspiring to discover its secrets and to master them and their powers. That's written. I try to get the concept across because that's what I got it from. I learned it while I put it to use. That's why I know I can read it to you now and break it down to you as we go. That's why I call it preaching. Why? Everything they're saying, I'm trying to show you, you can do that yourself. Why? I have. And all those questions, when you have answers for yourself, that's called knowing thyself. That's why, excuse me. And now, when you start asking those questions, not just for superficial, who am I? Yeah, no, in a superficial way, but most people do at some point in time in their life, but you doing it in a serious way, okay? That you will do what? Whatever is required. That means you want to know what you need to do and you're going to follow the instructions. I'm going to follow the rules. I'm going to abide by what they say and see if it works. Trust me, doing that works. And you will now pursue the answers to your questions that you have about life on your own accord and your own agenda. Also, now you are able to recognize, meaning discern people around you who are who are wise. You can judge by the company you keep who is who. Your discernment should point out the one who got the most wisdom and who can lead you to others who are even more intelligible, knowledgeable. I have teachers. I'm a teacher, but I teach what I know. I'm still learning in life. My life teachers are the mystics who've been around, and I can learn from them. Listen to what they say and follow what they say. Simple. It ain't hard to do that. If I'm listening to critique them and say they wrong about this and question, I don't do that. I'm a student. Moving on. A student had to be trustworthy. If you don't trust your teacher, don't even worry about going to class. Simple. If the person you trying to deal with, if there's no trust and respect, don't waste your time. Moving on. So now you're able to be led eventually to Aset, which is your wisdom, intuitive knowledge within yourself. She is you, you are her. Once you learn her story and become one with her. The lady of wisdom, ding, 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 ding. She had experience. She bought Ra, helped Ra with poison, brought her husband back to life, and brought her son back to life. So she got power. That's Lady of Wisdom. And that's all resides in you. The power that she have, you have. And then, watch this. She, I said, will introduce you to who? Her husband. The man who, her counterpart, who is this, in this context, he really represents, you ready? The resurrected soul. Okay? When Asar, which represents the 6 on the chain, coming up and down, he's number 6, the mark of the beast. No, we are carbon based. Spirit and matter is the 6th element. That's us. Okay, and we are the sons of Asar, which is eternal spirit. We are of him, and that's who Heru is. Like I say, me and you, the spirit from our Father, and the soul that what has regained is what immortal awareness. He know that he's God, and then now you will begin to realize in small and not completely intelligible ways, meaning the process was that what? Hey, maybe there is something to the soul eternity thing. So there's some eternity here. Is something there beyond death? We know as death, okay? The ignorant call it death. The intelligent ones, death and mayhem and destruction and unhappiness, that they are in this world. But those who are ignorant think and believe that. Those who know themselves know better. Difference in knowing and believing. Trust me, believers are ignorant. Knowers have experience. We call gnosis. You only know what you experience. And it goes beyond death. Why? Because Aset, she represents dispassion, detachment, and that is when Aset and Asar are able to what? Come together. When you are able to take your emotion out of the situation, detach yourself from what's going on and do what needs to be done, that's what they mean. And when your soul turns away from what? Worldliness, materialism, Set and Neptet, that's what they represent. So you need to conquer them first. That's the first ring on the scale of going up. Your ego and your mortality have to be checked. Again, and it turns to Aset. When you do that, you climb the ladder. You're going from them two. I'll tell you that in a minute. And it tells you here, you will see a diagonal line that are emanating from them. They come together and they produce Heru, Picard, the child. That's us. When soul, spirit come together with wisdom, Aset, male and female, the offspring would be us, Heru's, spirit of God. Immortality and wisdom of Aset intuitively is in us. Hope you understand that. And you got the child, I showed you Picard. Now, what it means is Heru, the child, the prince, the heir to the throne. They're telling you, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, heir to the throne, all that good stuff. Yeah, all this is conceptualized, and watch this. But Heru, the child, is you, me and you, I tell you that. That's you, newborn, with aspirations for what? Self-discovery, wanting to be your best self, aspiring to be your best self, and what? Self-mastery, and to become a true seeker of what? Spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. As Aset and Asar protected and guided him as a baby, they hid him away. She taught him how to become a man, what he needed to be doing. So this is what your parents, your mother does, okay? Maces. Yeah, the mother lied. She what? Instruction. She what? Teaches you. She gives you. All that stuff is from the female aspect. My best God is the female God. It's my yacht. Moving on. So all that. But no. It's all aspects and concepts. Don't give a damn about male or female. It's a philosophy. It's a principle. We give it identity. Moving on, please. And this is guided. We call Yoda. Yoda is your own decision advisor. That means you're thinking, you got your thinking cap on, you're thinking right, like moi, whoever they said, okay. But now you too are to what? Be guided by them. When? Until you are ready to take control of yourself, aka, see my image right here? This is the image of you having Tahuti, your thought process together. You see the vulture over there, that's Mu, that represents maternity, motherhood. You got that. You see the eye up here, eye over here. You see the rays over here. You see over here is who? That's Mu. Excuse me. No, that's Aset. Excuse me. You see the headdress? And you see you, this is you. After getting all this, you stand on top of the crocodile, you got all the beasts around you. You are in control of every aspect of your personality and character. That's what they're showing you in that picture. Try to break it down. You got Tahuti, you got Heru, and you got you standing on the side watching. Why? That's right. That ain't even you. That's right. So you got everything you need to what? Master oneself. This is the information and the knowledge I'm trying to give you to impress on you. And in the first ladder, the ring going up the tree, you see down here, right here, This is Nephet. This is Set. They are husband and wife, but there's no line going across. It starts out with Shu, Tough, Nu. They come together. They make Nu and Gab. Gab and Nu come together. They create Asar and Aset. Asar and Aset create Heru. That's me and you. But now, Nephet and Set, they can't produce nothing. You see that? I'm gonna break that down for you right quick as we go. This is getting good. This is what I like to do. Teach and get the concept. Maybe it can help you when you put it to use. I know it'll work for you when you use it. Again, I just showed you that. So it showed you here. He's in control. Controlling the animals, aka your beastly nature, your lower self. They know that. And later, as the control of nature, animal desires and your passions of your personality, and now you advance in the philosophy as I set or achieve. Heru grows up. Aspirations becomes now mature. Now you what? Know yourself. You ready to go do battle and earn your what? Your warriorhood, because you got to do battle with your evil uncle. And you are aspiring to ready to what? To do battle with Set. I love this. In the form of what? Heru Badet. That's the warrior. That's the one who come to fight. You ain't timid. You ain't no. You come to do battle. And that's what I say. You come bearing the sword. Okay. Of challenging of what? For the throne of Kemet. Kemet is you. You represent Egypt. Kemet, higher, upper, and lower. Them two come together. That's how you find God. And to become the ruler of what? Of the world, which is yourself, aka your lower forces, and becoming Heru. That's you knowing yourself. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. I got another page for you. I'm going to take that to another lesson, break it down. No, I ain't. I got, oh, we good. No, I ain't stopping. This is going on. Now, I'm going to show you a figure with Heru Bakar. I just showed you controlling the forces of nature. Now, this is the diagram I was telling you about. I'm going to break this down for you right quick. Then we can call the lesson. I got this. And all this is going to break down. Okay? I just broke it down for you. Your ego and your maturity can't produce nothing. Get past that. Now you can make something happen with your spirit, which is eternal, and your knowledge of self, which is wisdom. And you have understanding of nature. So now you can what? Climb the tree and you'll be able to slide back down after you reach the top and grab that prize of what? Knowledge of self, becoming one with God. So I just showed you the origins of Heru and Apu in the tree of life, and the pathway to start your journey of spiritual enlightenment. From the top, I got A over here, where it says, where's A at? Okay, watch this. Now, A represents Asar, which is number 6, and that represents number 9. That equals Ampu, which is discernment, Anubis. He's the one that makes sure you get a fair shake at Judgment Day. He's the one that's going to lead you to either Asar or to Amet, the devourer. He don't care. He's just going to do his job. Why? His discernment is, I serve my father, which is Asar. When Asar came down into the afterlife, he gave Asar the kingship, let him take control. When I had the hustle going on, I let him be the figurehead. Why? I did all the work. I was behind the scene. I let him be the front runner. Why? He didn't know nothing about him. Again, knowing what you do, playing the role. Again, I'm an ultimate role player. Why? I'm going to do just what I do. I'm not going to try to do nothing else. Simple as that. Understand that's my role, okay? And I learned that all my life. So when you take spirit and mortality together, that brings on discernment, and that's fine, okay? So after that, you got where they go? Yeah, that was Asar, and that equals Anubis. B, you got number 6 and number 7. That equals 6 times 7, 42. That equals the 42 confessions of Maya when it's done right. Why? Because Heru Picard is what you're going to do, and you follow those 42 things for your mom and your dad, you'll be fine. That's what this is showing you. Watch this. And it says, number 7, Heru, they're breaking them. He got to become what? Through his life, he got to learn his wisdom from his mother, and then he will become Heru Badet. See the guy right here? This is the second coming of Yaakov Christ. He ain't coming in peace. What he got? This is a mace, not a sword. A mace with like a metal hammer, like a big piece of chunk of rock that busts yourself in the head. And you see all the pharaohs, when they got that, they bringing down the wrath and bust them beside the head, all right? And he got the spear. The Ethiopian people, they call them the Bo people. They the ones when Cersei said, We send so many arrows over here, we block the sun out. My man said, okay, that means we're going to fight in the shade. But the bow people were the Ethiopians, the Cushites, okay? And the only people that didn't get colonized was them. Why? White man couldn't beat them. Only way you can get respect from that guy is to kick his ass. Simple as that. No, yeah, like I said, kick his ass, okay? Put him in the servitude position. He should not be driving nothing. He's been in control for almost 6,000 years, and we've been nothing but catching hell ever since. That's a fact. Moving on. Back to the lesson, sorry. But yeah, you need to become Heru Badet. Why? Defeat your evil uncle. Defeat that ego of yours. Why? If not, he's going to have you in all kinds of problems. Trust me. Experience. Sorry, dude. I got to use you, dog. I love you. All right. But again, you got B. Now, C is going through virtue. Mayat. Okay. Living what? Philosophical. The instructions are set. Heru Picard becomes the controller of what? Nature and the forces of nature. We got Mayat. Star Wars used Yoda. Same concept, okay? He taught how to use the force. Mayat teaches you how to be a better person. Same concept. All right? Now, from there, you become the warrior. From the warrior, now, through victory over Set, ding, 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 and successful journey through the tree of life, now Heru Badet becomes Heru. He sits on the throne opposite of his father. Right here, at the top, right there. You see the headdress? He wears the disc. That's Pops, okay, the Urias. He wears the crown, okay, of Upper and Lower Egypt, and he sits on the throne. Why? He's the master of himself on earth. So when this earthly life is over, he goes straight, what? Back to his father. That's a hell of a story, and it plays out real nice. And we pattern it, put it different way, but it's all about the same. Y'all Christ follows the same concept, but what? The spirit goes back to the maker, which is God. I went to E, sorry about that. D, sorry about that. D is what? Victory over your lower forces. And through the what? The teachings, the schoolings of our sect. Now Heru Picard becomes Heru Badet. And then he takes on his uncle to become what? Heru the Great. That's me and you, what? Knowing ourselves. Old story, same philosophy. We can use it, play it any way you want. It works, trust me. And now, here go, I'm going for it. Coup de grace. What the hell is that? If you don't know what this is, okay, you need to tune in. I can help you out. Those are the chakras, okay? We call it serpent power because as the serpent goes up and ignite each one of the chakras, that's you becoming enlightened. And when you get here, that's you and God becoming one. That's the sun disk that represents Ra, God. Okay, the spirit that's in, all that good stuff. Let me wrap this up for you. Heru Picard. Heru is what they call the solar child, sun. His 7 aspects, which are, I just showed you the little dots. We call them Kundalini in India, but we call it serpent power or the souls of Ra, okay? Has 7 aspects, which are a reflection of Ra's 7 souls. Again, Sufak Bara, that means the 7 souls of Ra. And those 7 souls are associated with the 7 spheres of what? Consciousness. The first one, lower nature, starting out. Second one, understand the pleasures of flesh. Third one, manipulate and getting people involved. The fourth one is when you pass beastly. Okay? From the first 3, you ain't got nothing. Okay? When you get compassion, empathy from everyone other than yourself, now you can open up, you can speak the truth. Makadu, you will become what? A transformed individual within yourself, and your third eye open, you become what? Enlightened. That's the name of the game. It's real simple. Well, to me it is. Let me break it down right quick. Let me wrap this up for you. Might be a little while, but it's still worth it. All right, but those 7 souls are associated with the 7 spheres of consciousness that are way. And to master the 7 spheres, it took you 7 years. Each one took a year to master. That's the difference. I was a Mason. I taught all my new people, don't come in here thinking you're going to be a Mason overnight. No, I'm going to test you. I'm going to make you study, have you be proficient so you know who the hell you are as a Mason. I was strict about that then. Moving on. But watch this. The 7 constants which are weighed went at Judgment Day of Maya. She the ones that let you know if you pass. What? If you do these things, you pass these things, it'll happen for you automatically. She's just the judge of that. They call it the 7 balances of Mayat. The image of the ancient Egyptian papyrus Kina I just showed you below illustrates the 7 spears, the levels on the shaft of the balance scales of Mayat. Ding, ding, ding. That's over here. This is how it breaks down. Spears. This is Judgment Day. That's Amen. And if your heart is below here, your conscience is from 3rd level down, you didn't make it. Simple as that. At 4, you have a chance. The judges will preside over you. But 3 down, you ain't even in the ball game. Okay, party's over. And what's this? The image of the ancient Egyptian I just showed you is the 7 levels on the shaft of the balancing scales of Maya. And the Amet monster I just showed you, he demarcates between what mean bites, the spears that represents the lower nature from 3 down. Okay, that means if your heart is heavier than that, he having his way with you. And those are lower 3 spears. And those that represents higher consciousness from the 4th spear up, these spears are related to the ancient Egyptian concept of what we call Arat Sekem, or serpent power in India, Kundalini. Okay, that means the serpent, you don't woke the serpent up and he's rising. Okay, and that means you got a shot. So when the spears are superimposed on what they call the nexus points on the tree of life, their dynamic forces are graphically illustrated and references to the energy forms, aka God and goddesses, and even elements, the first 5, that will awaken the varied levels of what? Higher consciousness inside you. That serpent moves up, ding, light went up, ding, light went up, ding. When all of them are lighting up and functioning, you are functioning at your highest potential. You reach your highest potential as man. We call it nihas. They call it spiritual enlightenment, but we had it all figured out. Watch this. Down to the microcosm. Watch this. And now you have the relationship between the flow of Sekhem, which is life force, power, energy, that is needed for your spiritual evolution. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. You got the image below depicts how the spears and energy center relate to the nerve, the nerve plexuses and the glands, there you go, of the human being, the body, and regulating the flow of Sekhem, the life force that is needed for your spiritual evolution. These centers must be open. How? By righteous living. Activate the serpent that only goes with what? Righteous living. And is purified in order to allow the flow of life through the forces of power in order to be successful in the struggle to understand the philosophy of the path and have the stamina to endure the trials that you're going to go through. When they say life is 2 roads, one is easy, wide is the road, the destruction. But that arduous road, the path of righteousness, it ain't easy to walk. That's why you walk alone. Okay, trust me on that one. But in order for you to reach that, you got to have the stamina, endurance, and the understanding and the desire to want to, and specifically being able to what? Control that ego and the forces of nature. If you don't control the ego, it will control you, and it won't be good for you. That's the lesson I'm trying to get across to you, because now we climb the ladder and you need to understand the first thing is have control over your emotions, your ego, male and female. Don't make a difference, okay? Hope you enjoy the lesson. I'll be right back with more. I ain't done. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all day to be 100, may 100 minus a day. So I never know my right thinkers who starting to understand who they are have passed away. You understand them, you know yourself, you don't pass away, you move on.